The night was shrouded in a heavy cloak of darkness as I navigated the lonely roads back from my friend's house. It was well past midnight, and I found solace in the deserted space stretching out before me, a refuge from the chaos of the world. I chose this route to escape the traffic and enjoy the quiet solitude that comes with the late hour. As my car hummed along the winding roads, the only sound was the soft whispers of the wind and the gentle rhythm of my breathing. Lost in thought, a buzzing sound came from my dashboard, and I saw an alert that my car's fuel was dangerously low. The internet was not connected, so I continued in the darkness of the road, hoping to find a gas station on the side of the road, and the only light piercing the darkness was coming from the headlights. Minutes later, I noticed the faint glow of a gas station sign in the distance. I was overcome with relief as I pulled into the dimly lit parking lot, the silence broken only by the soft sound of gravel beneath my tires. The gas station looked deserted, and there were two people at the station, one of whom was filling his truck's tires with air. I didn't care much, and went into the store, paid for the gas in cash, and only exchanged a few words with the cashier before heading back out. While I was filling the gas tank, I felt uncomfortable, in a place where the gas station was barely lit. I looked around nervously, noticing that the two men still hadn't left, and one of them was staring at me intently before driving away into the night. After ignoring this strange encounter, I prepared to leave when something caught my eye. A truck similar to the one I'd seen at the gas station parked on the side of the road in front of me. My heart skipped a beat as a chill ran down my spine. Ignoring my anxiety, I continued my journey, the memory of the strange truck still fresh in my mind. As soon as I put the incident out of my mind, the car's engine started to overheat, so I decided to stand next to the road and wait until the engine cooled down and continue on my way, given that my home was far away and I still had an hour to go. And while I was standing in the darkness of the pitch-black road and my hands were trembling from both fear and cold, here, while silence prevailed, I heard a car engine pulling up behind my car. Turning, I saw the truck from the gas station appear in the night, its headlights casting long shadows on the deserted road. The driver got out in the dim glow of the night. "Need some help?" one of them called out, his voice sending shivers down my spine. Without a word, I reached for my phone, and my fingers were trembling as I called 911, especially since I had been suspicious of them ever since their first encounter at the gas station. As I was whispering my location and status to the employee, the two men approached, their features obscured by shadows. Suddenly, the night erupted into chaos when he wanted to break into my car. My heartbeat quickened as I watched the two men engaged in a heated conversation, their voices getting louder with each passing moment. Who knew what they were going to do and what they wanted, but my instincts seemed to force me not to open the door at all. The police came after her. It was a horrific reminder of the thin veil that separates the safety of the earthly world from the horrors lurking beyond the darkness. As I drove off that desolate stretch of road, I couldn't help but wonder what might have happened if I hadn't trusted my instincts that night. It was a cold fall night, and I was driving home from a friend's house on a deserted country road. The moon hung high in the sky, casting eerie shadows over the landscape. As I turned the corner, my car's headlights shone on a figure standing on the side of the road. A young woman, her clothes torn, her face obscured by darkness. I felt sympathy for the woman, especially since it was so cold and dark at night outside, so I stopped and rolled down the window. "Need a ride?" I called. The woman nodded silently and climbed into the back seat, her movements slow and deliberate. I felt a particular chill at her appearance and actions as she settled into the car, her presence at once unsettling and suspicious, but strangely captivating. I tried to talk to her a little while I was driving, but the woman remained silent, her gaze fixed on something outside the boundaries of the car. Anxiety gripped me as I looked in the rearview mirror, catching only fleeting glimpses of her pale face in the darkness. After about half an hour, we reached the outskirts of the city, and I stopped to let the woman out. But when I turned to talk to her, I found an empty back seat. I was overcome with confusion as I searched the car, but there was no sign of the mysterious traveler. I had to drive the rest of the way home in silence, the memory of the encounter stuck in my mind. It was only a few days later that I learned the truth. A young woman had disappeared on the same stretch of road years before, and her body had never been found. Have you unwittingly taken a journey into her troubled soul?